Hey fam, today's pick a card reading is on how can you give and receive inspiration, vision, and or hope. I pulled some tarot cards on this to ask source what the next pick a card was, and we had the star card and Nine of Wands in the star card. And so for me, that I interpreted that as some of us or people that are drawn to this reading may particularly could be going through some challenges, or not even challenges, just putting in a lot of effort and work into your vision and your dream. And this can be quite tiring. But 9 of Wands to 10 of Wands, so that's leading to a change within your passions, again, what inspires you, your creations. Yeah. And I feel like Source also wanted to activate, for whoever's watching this, fresh inspiration, fresh hope, fresh vision. The star card is Aquarius energy, so if you know an Aquarius, they can be quite quirky, or seemingly quirky, have really future-driven or futuristic, I want to say, tendencies or ideas, conversation. They could also be a bit misunderstood depending on what environment they're in and who they're surrounded by. So that's what today's pick a card reading is on. We have 3 piles. We just have some images, so you'll see that. I'll put that up next, so take your time to pick from them. You don't have to think too much about it. Just go with whatever your senses are telling you. And yeah, if you're wanting a personal reading, the details for that are in the description. Please feel free to share the video with a friend that you might feel this is helpful for. Like this video and comment if you feel like it. I thought that we could, or you all could share with me what inspires you at the moment down in the comments. Just as an activation for what we're calling in, and what we all like individually and collectively envision for the future. So yeah, I thought I'd also share what is inspiring for me at the moment. I think nature is always so inspiring for me because it's always changing, and it just seems so like effortless, the different aspects of nature and earth, like in its fluidity, if that makes sense. Like the seasons are changing, and responding as well to us, which I just find is a beautiful thing. I feel like the different parts of earth have like such an intimate relationship with each other, and sometimes I think about how humans kind of struggle with that a little bit. But yeah, so nature is my inspiration, my biggest inspo. And my friends, my loved ones, my family, I would also say, like, particularly my chosen family, are super, super inspiring to me as well. I feel like I'm very blessed to have the people that I have around me, and yeah, everyone just goes hard at what they do. So yes, that's what inspires me, and we'll get into the pile selection, and I'll see you at your pile. I was just drinking my water, and Source was reminding me to say to everyone to remember to stay hydrated. Yeah. Now pulling some mai whona number some whona oisha ne te Nyame Asiedu. Thank you for this reading today. Thank you for pile number 1. I ask that you help me deliver this message clearly. Yeah, and that whoever's watching this gets whatever they need out of it. So we'll start with how you can give inspiration, vision, hope, I guess to others or to community or whatever at this time, and then we'll go into how you can receive it. How can pile number 1 give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? We have the Fool card. How can pile number 1 give inspiration, vision, and hope? King of Wands, the base of the deck's King of Pentacles, and then the base of the deck for the Fool card was 8 of Swords. Just make some more room. I always have so much stuff on my desk then. Oh, just came out 5 of Cups and King of Swords. So how you can give inspiration, vision, hope at this time. I feel like a way in which you already have given inspiration, vision, and hope to others or your friends or whoever it might be is through like the risks that you take. Like, you might like get into like periods where you get a little bit stuck in your head, or like, you know, we all can fall into like limiting beliefs, or like even just like habits and stuff, ways of thinking and speaking about ourselves. And I see that this is like a conditioning thing coming from like the wider structures that we are a part of. And so I feel like you're this breath of fresh air to people as well that might be in that energy, that might be like quite self-limiting in the way that they approach things, or like literally like have things on their back, like, you know, like weighing them down, slowing them down, I'm hearing. So you might be you could be a risk taker, or you could seem quite young to other people. Like, it might not even be what you look like. It could be like your energy, your spirit. Yeah, you might also have a lot of energy as well. But mostly the Fool is like quite a young, free energy, a person that is, I was going to say not afraid to take risks, but you might still go through the natural like processes like most people do, but then I feel like you still step forward, you know. So I feel like people really admire that about you as well, and this is what inspires them in their own lives to step out of any like restrictive thought processes and showing that it's possible, if that makes sense. The Fool also reminds me of the inner child too. So I feel like people might see that you're close to your inner child, or you tend to that part of yourself, and also like your sense of adventure as well. I feel like, you know, the day-to-day person might not actually be that adventurous or go out of their comfort zone, but I feel like you're someone that inspires people to move out of their comfort zone. King of Wands, King of Pentacles. At this current time, I feel like your leadership qualities are really giving inspiration, vision, and hope to people. Like, there's something about the way that you lead yourself, and even just in your choices. It could be your family, it could be, you could be in a leadership role. it is something to do with your physical world as well. So your finances, maybe how you, I want to say, acquire wealth, or yeah, there's something really stable, grounded, and like, I want to say wealthy about you. And it doesn't necessarily have to mean like how much money you have, but I feel like there's this value attached to you in some way or shape or form, or even the value that you attach to yourself and your creative ventures and the things that you are growing within community. I also see it, if you, in whatever work that you do, or like even services that you offer, or what you do, in your passions, but something that you like monetize off, or could just be like your job that you go to. I'm hearing that what you give is good quality. So if you're working in retail, the service that you give is really lovely and warm, I'm hearing. Your presence is really warm. If you have your own business, people are really inspired by the way that you, navigate that and lead yourself in that way. In the future, with 5 of Cups and King of Swords, and we had Knight of Cups chalices at the base of the deck, I feel like you'll be giving inspiration by, I don't know, there might be a particular person that is going through loss around you, or there might be people that go through loss around you, and you may be bringing them like words of wisdom, or with 5 of Cups in particular, it shows that here it's showing 2 cups are spilt. It usually shows 3 cups are spilt and 2 cups are still up. But with the cups that are spilt, I feel like you're showing people, even just through your life, how either going through like certain levels of rejection, emotional loss, like there's still, looking at the cup half full even is kind of what I want to say. Even if you've gone through loss in your life, abandonment, emotional shifts and changes that have emptied you or emptied others, there's still this there's still more to experience and more to give, I want to say. But I particularly, see you having some sort of like conversations, or you may not even realize that you're doing this, but the things that you say are gonna bring some clarity, I guess, some peace. You might also show people where they're like rationalizing their emotions as well. Yeah, there's something about you that kind of inspires people to like move past things, not be like, I wouldn't say over emotional, but that could be a thing. Or to balance emotions with logic sometimes, like sometimes that's actually necessary. Yeah. But your words might be really comforting, even if they're like quite straight up, if that makes sense. Knight of Cups. Yeah, because I see You inspire people, again, there's that inner child energy, or you inspire people to try again at love or try again in new relationships after they've gone through loss. Not to give up on themselves as well. I'm also hearing, or on their children. Sorry, on their children. Oh my gosh. It may even be through your own actions, like you could have kids or kids around you or something, in the way that you connect with them or something. Yeah, but you overall give people inspiration, vision, and hope through the risks that you take, the leadership qualities. Okay, let's see how you can receive inspiration, vision, and hope at this time, or just generally, pile number 1. How can pile number 1 receive inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? How can pile number 1 receive inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? Cool, we've got the Hanged Man, we've got 8 of Pentacles, and the Hierophant, with the King of Wands again at the base of the deck. Cool. So, you can actually receive inspiration from like taking a break. So you might be called to take a break from work in some shape or form. So you might be like literally like being like, no, I'm not going to work for the next couple of weeks or the day, or yeah, just taking a pause in any way that you can. I'm seeing 2 sides of the coin. Like, you can receive inspiration when you like take a break from work and take a break from your routine, but I also see you receive inspiration within your routine and as you're like working towards your goals. So you'll personally have to, I guess, determine whether or not, like at what time it is good for you or positive for you to take a break from work or get into your work and your goals and into your routine and like your structure. But also taking a break, sorry, I hope this makes sense. Just seeing a few things and I want to make sure that I like say all of them. Taking a break might also help you just generally gather yourself and feel more structured in order to focus as well. And it will also help you feel more confident to then give. You might also like need to take a break to reflect on what your long-term goals are. There might be something in there for you in that like meditative time. I also see you might be reflecting on like sacrifices or long-term sacrifices that you need to make, and this could be tied to your routine. Yeah, it's like you're receiving inspiration and like actively working to your vision when you are thinking about your long-term goals or implicating the things that have to do with the structures that you want in your life, that you want to pass down to whether it's your kids or just community around you. So King of Swords and Strength. So King of Swords came out again and Strength. And I did really shuffle these cards. So you can receive inspiration, vision, and hope I'm also seeing this as a way that you give it as well. So there's like a lot of strength in your voice and in the way in which your mindset, discipline. Yeah, there's something about this King of Swords that is really disciplined. So you can actually receive a lot of inspiration, vision, and hope for yourself, for your community, through activating, again, that structure, that routine, and that discipline in your thoughts. And also, like, there's something here, sorry, I'm seeing the giving and receiving like really intertwined. So I'm just going to read it as is, but there's something here about looking at your passions and your strengths logically. Like what are my strengths within my work? What are my strengths within just life? Like, what am I good at? How are those tied to my passions? And then how can I use those strengths to activate my long-term goals? Yeah, so it's not only just what you're good at, it's also what you love, what you're passionate about. And there's also something about confidence here. I also see it's really important to receive words of encouragement. You could be someone really encouraging too, but I also see in particular with the receiving that if someone is giving you a compliment or saying something to you that is warm, try and receive it. So maybe you could even be reflecting on maybe how you haven't been doing that, or you might just like feel uncomfortable when you're getting a compliment or something. So maybe practicing receiving compliments. Yeah, there's something here with like the ego that kind of tries to stop you from receiving in that way. So yeah, I feel like when you receive compliments from other people, it's also a reminder of how you're inspiring yourself. Like listening to, like in those compliments, people are saying how you bring them inspiration, essentially, and that can in turn feed that back to you. I hope that that makes sense. I'm really seeing the giving and receiving, the exchange in this, your pile, and particularly with these two cards. Yeah, I just heard like open your mouth, like, you know, you're like feeding a kid. Like people will say that, like open your mouth or something. I'm seeing that with Sekhmet here with the lion, like lion, like open your mouth, let me feed you more so. Yeah, so I think that that's how you can give and receive inspiration, vision, and hope at this time, pile number one. I hope that that resonates and made sense, because it was quite like interchanging, or the exchange was really evident. Yeah, if you chose this pile, comment lion emoji in the comments. And don't forget to share what inspires you at this time. If you want to pick another pile, feel free to. If you don't want to, then I will see you in the next reading. Okay, pile number two. Hope you're doing well. Just shuffling your cards. We'll get into how you can give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time, and then we'll get into like how you can receive it. So I'll pull separately, but sometimes it kind of, or I found with the first pile that it still kind of shows the exchange. So I might go back and forth. So Please bear with me, and I hope that it doesn't get too confusing. How can pile number 2 give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? How can pile number 2, just pull 3 cards. How can pile number 2 give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? How can pile number 2 give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? 5 of Pentacles. Loss ipadanu. It is the one who lives in the house who knows where the roof leaks. We have Aie. Unity is the real thing. It's the World card. And Ure. 3 of Hearts. Friendship. In good times, friends know you. In bad times, you know them. And then we had 2 of Clubs. Decision at the base of the deck, and 8 of Spades. Is that what that is? Hamon. Restrict. Only those who do nothing never make a mistake. And the decision card is Ipinu. Wisdom outweighs strength. So those were just at the base. Okay, so how you can give inspiration, vision, and hope. I see that you really give inspiration, vision, and hope to like your friends in particular. You may have gone through some like some financial hardship in the past, or some like physical loss in some sense. And I see that this has really changed, like you've gone through a really big transformation, or you might still be in the process of it. You could have like physically moved as well, like from like one country to another, one house to another, one environment to another. And I feel like your friends can see like there's been a big shift or transformation, and it's been through like a decision that you've made. They see that you're really wise, with wisdom outweighs strength. And you made a choice to change and essentially leave like lack behind. It may even be like just like a mentality that you had, or a conditioning that you had in terms of like how much you could receive. And so through this maybe loss that you experience and transformation cycle that has kind of ended for you, I feel like your friends are just really inspired by this, and it helps them like move out of restrictive thoughts, but particularly restrictive thoughts and patterns when it comes to like not doing anything, you know, or thinking that you can't change your environment or your life in some way. You've really shown people around you, you might not even be friends with these people anymore, or they might just be like old friends or people that you don't communicate with that much anymore. But you've shown people through your life pretty much that things are a choice sometimes, you know. If you want to make a change, you kind of have to choose it. Obviously that's not always possible, but I think you'll know what I understand, know what I mean, know what I understand. Particularly at the base of the deck, there's Queen of Hearts and Jack of Hearts, or Prince of Love, Queen of Love, Ife, Ijoye, Ife. With much knowledge, there is much sorrow. With much wisdom, there is much weeping. If the moon loves you, why worry about the stars? You might also really be like super compassionate as well and nurturing. Yeah, you've been through a lot in your life, and I feel like the people around you, particularly your friends, see that, and that really inspires them and gives them hope for the future. In love as well, like could be like in relationships. especially your friends that are younger than you or haven't experienced as much when it comes to relationships. This could even be like your family, like your siblings as well. But yeah, I feel like there are people that really have their eye on you that you actually are not really aware of. Like you're kind of more so focused on just what you have going on. You know, I think you're just not realizing how much younger people around you or inexperienced people around you in relationships are inspired by you, like really have their eye on you. Yeah, you also inspire, I think, those around you to continue to, I heard, open up and experience new connections. And there's the High Priestess there as well. So like also you are showing people how to trust their intuition. You might be someone that doesn't like say so much, or you might be someone that doesn't, you know, some people can be more outspoken with like their advice or their suggestions and stuff, which is not a negative thing, not a bad thing, but you might just be a bit more like quiet, or not even quiet. I don't know how to describe it. Just might not be overly forward with like trying to give advice and that kind of stuff or whatever. But I feel like your friends see how you flow with your intuition and your instinct and your like feminine energy. So that's why it might be a bit more internal, because I'm seeing like feminine energy. Yeah, but you're super, super nurturing. So I feel like that's how you give inspiration and hope to your friends. Okay, let's go into how you can receive inspiration, vision, and hope. How can pile number 2 receive inspiration, vision, and hope? How can pile number 2? We have Akwaaba, which says the elders of the village are the boundaries. At the base of the deck is emotion. Know that thyself. How can pile number 2 receive inspiration, vision, and hope? You have Ife, two of hearts, love. Even the archer loves the arrow that flies, so too he loves the bow that remains constant in his hands. With joy at the base of the deck, 4 of wands. Joy is not perfected until it is shared. How can pile number 2 receive inspiration, vision, and hope? And lastly, the mind was born, page of spades, abit lokan. Not to know is bad, to not wish to know is worse. With 4 of pentacles, control is shakoshu, I think. The miserly man is like a fattened ox. He will give of his fat only when he has been deprived of his life. Okay, so how you can receive. I heard you need to be more confident in what you have to offer emotionally. So like in connections, maybe. I don't know if it was you that I was speaking about, like receiving compliments, But I'm seeing like, I saw like people have things to offer you emotionally, and it could be through their words or just like actions generally. And I feel like I heard acts of kindness. So through other people's acts of kindness towards you, you'll really be receiving inspiration through love, vision for the future, ideas, even through love. I think Akwaaba is like the strength card in the tarot, and it's making me think of like opening your heart, because Leo is ruled by the heart, or the heart is ruled by Leo, whichever way you say that. So strengthening your heart as well as how you can receive inspiration through doing the things that you love and connecting with those that you love. I just heard interpersonal relationships, intimacy with Ife, two of hearts. So I actually am seeing you spending one-on-one time with people in your community, people in your family. Yeah, I'm particularly seeing like 2. You can also receive inspiration, vision, and hope by remembering what you're grateful for in your relationships with others, and the intimacy that you share, and even in the intimacy that you share with your own soul, like knowing what you love, knowing what your love languages are, what fills your cup on the day-to-day, what makes you feel good, what makes you full of love. I feel like as you continue to learn those things about yourself, that's actually a way in which you can receive from the universe as well, from source. Yeah, but being grateful is a big one. I think the more that we are grateful in general, the more that we're able to be like, to spot things that are in alignment with us, or you may be called to receive inspiration. Like inspiration will really come through your ideas, but you may be called to release control. I feel like it's important for you to release control of the way that you think things should be as well, because that kind of limits you. I see, like, limits your experience. I also see that you can receive more inspiration and vision and hope for your life and the future and whatever that you want to experience. I'm hearing through detachment as well, so not being holding such a tight grip onto how you think things should be, especially in your connections or even within your idea of family. I'm seeing also that you should expand the ways in which you think about those things too. You can, like, even like thinking that you can't be happy in a relationship or in connections that look a certain way, and then someone comes along that is offering you genuine love to share, but you're closed off to experiencing it with them because you're so fixated on wanting it to look a certain way. Or even just like, I don't know, thinking that this might even come from past, like, again, conditioning, what you're used to. So yeah, source is kind of saying a way in which you can receive inspiration and vision and hope for the future when it comes to your connections is just by opening your mind a little bit. Also, conversation is a big one. You might be having conversation, sharing your ideas more with other people and listening to other people's ideas. I heard podcasts, so listening to podcasts that align with you, or on topics that could be relevant for you, might be beneficial. You might also want to do something like talking therapy. That doesn't work for everyone, but that might be something that you might kind of shift your vision in general and bring some healing into the ways in which you review relationship, family. Okay, pile 2, I will leave that there for you today. I hope that that is helpful. If you chose this pile, leave a heart in the comments, any colored heart. Yeah, I'm sending you heaps and heaps of love. If you feel drawn to another pile, feel free to go and listen to that. If not, I will see you at the next video. Kia ora, pile number 3. Let's get into how you can give and receive inspiration, vision, and hope. We'll also get into like how you have been already giving and receiving too, and I guess the future as well, if that makes sense. So we're just using the, what is this called again? The Tarot of the Orishas. These cards are very old, so just ignore how gross they are. I still love using them. I call my share, my life was my motive back, my north, south, east, west. I supported my group and you know my uncle and someone How can pile number 3 give inspiration, vision, and hope at this time? How can pile number 3 give inspiration and hope at this time? We have the couple, message from water, and 6 of earth. And 10 of earth at the base of the deck. That's so beautiful. This might particularly be, oh sorry, I hope this isn't too loud. I hope you could hear me through that. I didn't realize the music was like right up there. So giving inspiration, vision, and hope. This looks like it particularly might be in your communication or tied to your communication. And also I am seeing romance here. It doesn't have to be that, but I am kind of seeing those energies. So particularly in your romantic relationships, you might bring that element of harmony through your communication. You may also just be your like so-called masculine and feminine energies within yourself are really balanced, or you might be quite a fluid person, or you know when to step back, know when to step forward. Like there's like a harmony within your own self, and I feel like that's what you also bring to the dynamic of your connections. Yeah, you really bring fresh energies. You may also give gifts as well, or say like really sweet things to your person. Yeah, even with 6 of earth here as well, there's like this harmony I'm seeing again. You're really balanced in the ways in which you give and receive. And I feel like if you have a person right now, or your past partners, even your future partners, or lovers, or romantic relationships will like really appreciate the way in which you give to them and also receive from them. I feel like you are quite creative in the way in which you love. And there's like with the 10 of earth, so much wealth in the way in which you love as well. Like, yeah, you're a really good gift giver. And again, like gifts don't have to be a physical thing. It can be in your words or your like actions. You may also just be like seen as really wealthy as well because you're so generous. So people might think that you have a lot, like a lot of money or a lot of physical abundance, material abundance. You may also give food or like share food with people. I feel like your partners, your romantic relationships, your lovers, and even your friends really appreciate that. You might like eat and talk with people. Yeah, I feel like this generally like allows the people that are experiencing you to feel refreshed. And feel like they're able to receive. Like you make people feel comfortable to receive and comfortable to give. Like it's a safe space that you're creating when you're connecting with people. Even when you meet new people as well, like newer connections, you might have some newer connections around you where they really, like those connections in particular really like feel this. And maybe these people haven't experienced connections like this before, where people have been so generous with also like, yeah, you're really generous with your time and your resources as well. And there's 9 of Earth at the base, underneath 10 of Earth. And I feel like you're also just really independent. So yeah, there's a harmony between how much time you spend with others and how much time you spend by yourself. It's not like you don't have this attachment or codependency like by nature. I'm not saying that you don't have any codependent relationships or things that you know, are experiencing or whatever, but I just feel like people see you going in and out of giving and receiving, and they really admire that about you. It also seems like it inspires people to be comfortable with their alone time as well. And also their independence. So yeah, again, you might be looked up to, or in regards to like how much you have materially. And not that that's everything, but I'm just seeing that in particular. And again, you might not think you have that much, but I see people see that you really know how to create new wealth for yourself, new sustenance for yourself. They've also seen, so this could be a connection that you're in right now, like a new romantic connection or a new friendship. But they may have had to have enough time with you to see this. But I feel like they've watched you grow and watched you like plant seeds in your physical and material life. And they feel really blessed to be able to share those things with you. That's really beautiful, fam. These cards are so beautiful. Yeah, you know how to bring fresh energies to love, playful energies, to balance out the like shadow and the light. Like you're not like toxic positivity or over optimistic, but you do bring the harmony. Like if there's too much shadowy energies being spoken about or experienced in a relationship, you'll bring in that warmth and that lightness. Or if there's too much heaviness and bitterness, you'll kind of bring in that other energy to bring a harmony, especially again in conversation or what is spoken about and what is shared physically. Yeah, but I definitely see that food, like eating with people, sharing kai, or giving like physical gifts. Like it doesn't even need to be anything like expensive. Just things that are thoughtful is something that people really love about you. And I guess it brings them hope and love. And I think it also like makes people feel really looked after too. I feel like it makes people feel really looked after by their ancestors as well. So you might feel sometimes inspired to give, and that might be coming from the divine or source or something. I love that. I love these cards though. Yeah, I just open it. It's the salamanders. There's something really like therapeutic about your energy. And I think that's because your mental health as well is quite balanced. So people really like to talk to you. You might also be like a mentor in some shape or form. Yeah. Yeah, there's also something about like your physical success. And the power that you stand in as well is really, really inspiring for others. Like, you kind of stand your ground in situations, even if it's tiring for you. You're also very spiritually protected. So you might be someone that is into mysticism, or you just strongly follow your intuition, or you really like to affirm yourself or pray. You might read tarot too, or, you know, just, you might have like a practice or something that you do. Or I want to say believe in. Okay, let's pull on now how you can receive inspiration, vision, and hope. How can pile number 3 receive inspiration, vision, and hope? The Sun. Oh my gosh, I love this reading. How can pile number 3 give and receive inspiration? 5 of Fire reversed. Oh, I said give and receive, didn't I? Oh, wow. How can pile number 3 receive inspiration, vision, and hope? 2 cards, but we'll take them. 4 of Air, and then we have 10 of Earth. One to come out too. With the King of Pentacles, the Earth element. So you can receive more inspiration or vision in your life, and particularly maybe in your connections. It's through being positive, you know. Like I was saying, you bring that positivity to your connections and your friendships, your romantic connections as well. And that's really how you can bring that to yourself. Also, yeah, continuing, this sounds so cheesy, but like continuing to shine your light. So continuing to be positive, continuing to share your warmth with others. 5 of Fire reverse kind of talks about, let me show you the image, kind of talks about conflict. And it can actually mean avoiding conflict. And I'm not really seeing you like, I'm not seeing you do this in like in a really like overly negative way or anything. I'm actually seeing it as a positive thing because we had the Sun come out. So I see a way, I guess, that you can, and when we pulled this out, it said, I said give and receive, if I remember correctly. But I feel like you can give and receive inspiration, vision, and hope through, you just don't like to, I don't want to say argue, but, and it's not like you're scared of conflict at all. I don't see that at all, because I felt like the energies of you standing your ground were really prominent. I just think that you're just not trying to fight. Like, you're a lover, you know. And so if there are ways in which you can avoid conflict and resolve things in a more positive, like uplifting, warm, and protected manner, you would rather do that. With the like 9 of Pentacles that we saw before, I feel like you just don't really like drama. And this inspires others, yeah, I feel like that's how you give inspiration. I also see it as a way, like, even particularly in romantic relationship, a way in which you can receive vision, hope, and inspiration as well. It's like you're kind of changing your intention. Like, you know, when you're arguing with someone and you're like trying to be right, I feel like when you kind of stop doing that and actually take the initiative to listen to the person, this creates the energies of hope within your relationship and activates your shared vision for the future and like what you two or whoever you are trying to create together, if that makes sense. You can receive inspiration, vision, and hope by meditating and resting your mind and like easing your thoughts as well, like not letting things stress you out too much. Taking rest is important. I think that can also bring you money and more abundance in general. Yeah, I'm seeing again like resting and eating as well. So making sure that a way in which you can get like fresh inspiration and ideas in particular is to make sure that you're watching like what you eat. And when I say that, I mean like that you're eating a variety of things. I think that's actually going to stimulate your mind. I'm really seeing that Gemini energy with communication, but I'm seeing it attached to the mind, your thoughts. So that's how you can receive inspiration, wisdom, and hope from the earth is what I'm seeing. So through, physical things, food, even other things like your senses, aromatherapy. But I do particularly see it with what you're like consuming through your mouth. Yeah, and we had the earth element at the base of the deck. So staying grounded is really, really important for you. And that kind of draws in those fresh energies and helps you receive. So reminding yourself to connect to nature as well. Yeah, but I just see like as you like have these structures or things that you do that kind of allow you to rest your mind, even sleep as well, making sure that you're sleeping enough, really draws in wealth and success for you. And I'm also hearing like material, financial stability and protection. So yeah, loves, I will leave that there for you. If you chose this pile, leave a sundown in the emoji, I was gonna say in the emoji comments, in the comments. And don't forget to let me know what inspires you as well. If you were drawn to another pile, feel free to go and click that. If not, thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you in the next reading.